Dave's Vault, my fellow gamers. So here, I have a few things open up. I'll make a separate video for that in the back. But here I kind of want to give a shout out to someone. I'm not affiliated with this person. I just buy their products because they're excellent. So what I'm holding here is a Shogun Miniatures movement tray. Okay, this is a flanged movement tray. So it has these flanges that are tucked up here, and it's steel. Okay, you can see how the corners, the bases are sticking out, making the corners. And I love these things. First of all, they are steel. I magnetize all my miniatures. I have a long time Warhammer Fantasy player. I don't do that crap anymore, but I do this, with my miniatures because I would hate knocking them over and whatnot. I had all the plastic movement trays from back in the day. The metal ones are just excellent. And actually, he will sell magnetic bases as well as the steel movement trays. So he sells the whole system. It's not just the tray itself. And he can customize the trays to any specification that you need. And he has a lot of different sizes on his base, on his website. So, and it's not 100%. You can see this very, very small gap. It's not a quarter. It's probably 1/8 of an inch of a gap of play, because I've got everything kind of tucked in tight. And that's in case, you got a guy whose arm isn't really, 100%, it's going to touch somebody else or whatnot. So that's why he leaves that very small space, is for shifting capability. And I mag my models so they don't shift around and move. I can be a little, rough with them without them flying around. But also, who knows if all I'm going to play is Mantic games, okay? I could play a different game where they actually count each model as a casualty. So I need to remove my casualties, okay? So there's that aspect. And also, I like to change things up. Like here I have all these guys that are painted the same. The skin is the same, the clothes are the same, the blood is the same. It's all the same, okay? So now I did that. This is assembly line style painting. If you paint a buttload of miniatures, you're going to understand that very well. It is faster, and you crank them out really quickly. So you stick with the same color for about 20 of them. Then the next 20, you do slight variations. Then the next 20, you do slight variations. The next 20, you do slight variations. And then what you do is you mix them all up. And then blam! You've got a whole mess of zombies that are all kinds of different colors, it seems. But you paint the initial batch like this, okay? Where they all look the same. So, but yeah, you can mix them up. If I want to put some kind of goofy leader man, I'll just pop this dude out of the front, put a leader man there, whatever. If during the course of a game I want, a character to join in, I can just pop a dude out, join a character in. No big deal. It's a lot of versatility. And that's what I like. I like modular boards, and I like versatile units. And that's why I love these bases. Another reason why I love these bases is because soda, water, Jack Daniels, whatever. Okay, we're gamers. We sit at a table, we drink, we roll dice. And sometimes, somebody gets bumped. A cat will jump on the table. Kids will bump the table. Things happen. And this base here, this movement tray, you can just wipe it off perfectly fine. It's not going to rust. You're not going to let the water sit there. You're not going to let the moisture sit there, okay? You can shed all these guys off if you need to and wipe everything down, and it's good to go. If you've got that MDF stuff, which I don't care for at all, number one, it's way too thick, top and bottom, and number two, it's MDF. it is going to swell, it's going to split and crack when you get that water on it. And it's, unless you get to it real quickly and wipe it down, but even after that, it'll still probably swell a bit because it's super dry wood and it just soaks that water up like super fast. Okay, I've had it more than enough, and it's a sad deal. And you spend a lot of money on those bases. These movement trays here, I think this regular one here is like $1.50 for a steel movement tray, and I believe it's galvanized as well, so water's not going to hurt it at all. But very, very primable, wonderful trays. He gets them out fairly quickly to you. I just made an order for a whole mess of them, and the lead time is a little bit longer this time around because he's pretty slammed with work. But yeah, it's going to be something, I think he said under 20 days. So he must be really slammed with work, because when I made my initial purchase of bases, it was far less than that, less than 10 days, I believe. So maybe I just got him at the right time or whatnot, but it's good quality. He's not, I don't know how well known he is, but I love his work. And he doesn't sell on Etsy, as far as I know. He doesn't sell on eBay or anything like that. But he has his own private website, and he sells from there. So it's shogunminiatures.com. And he really does an excellent job with bases or movement trays. And he does have, like I said, the magnetic bases and different solutions for your miniatures. So check him out. He's very, very reasonable, and he does an excellent job. So that's my take on these. Let's move on to some books here in the next video. All right, carry your lays on.